I thought we had that other thing. Here we go.
Live from your headphones. It's Heffron and Reep. Lock it in and rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show.
Everybody, it's John Heffron. This is John Reep on the other side.
Hello.
You'll be expecting some type of just loud intro, but sometimes life just changes up the pace a little bit, and things don't always have to be loud.
Yeah.
Be quiet. Sometimes you need a change. Sometimes you just need some silence, just to reflect instead of all just the busy noise. Let's just take a moment right now. Just take a breath. Think about everything you accomplished today. Think about everything you're going to accomplish tomorrow. And let that go deep into your subconscious as you're about to listen to 47.35 minutes. Just John Heffron and John Reep talking just about their lives. As they talk, just know you're bonding more and more with them as they go. And you're like, I should share this with my friends and family. I should post links to their show so other people can think about their accomplishments. You know, your accomplishments, not our accomplishments, so your other friends can think about what they're doing. So you get it. So anyway, this is the Heffron and Reep podcast. We're about to start now, and you are a better person. We are a better planet. This is better. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, hell. Just kidding.
I tried staying in that space. How do people do that for?
I don't know, dude. I almost hung up on you.
Right? Like it almost got like, I don't know how people just, there's some people who live their whole lives that way. It was painful for me to talk that slow.
I mean, not at the top of the show where we're trying to get excited and talk about the great things we have going on and that we've already done. So much to talk about. I don't want to put people sleep at the beginning of the damn show.
Or did we just get in their head so much that they're even more invigorated? Yeah. Almost like you fall asleep and you do that sleep where it suddenly you get electrified. You ever have that? Just like as you're falling asleep, you jolt.
Oh, you get the jolt. Yeah.
I don't even know what that jolt is. Do you?
It's a burst of electricity. We're all just molecules and energy.
I get it, bro. Yeah.
I guess that's what it is.
I don't know.
It's just a snore. You wake yourself up with a, my dad does it all the time. I do it. I get it from him now. But yeah, we talked about that at the top of the show. Real quick, hit the share button, as you said, real quick. See John Heffron in Atlanta pretty soon at the Punchline. What dates are you going to be at the Punchline in Atlanta?
I am whatever date this is currently.
Well, right now you're going to be there. Probably you're going to be there the 18th and 19th.
17th, 18th, and 19th. 2 shows Friday. There's 700 shows Saturday. And probably one.
That's right. I will also be at the Atlanta Punchline, but not until August 12, 13, and 14. So maybe while you're there, I'm hoping that you will take some of those coasters I left behind in Michigan, spread them out at your show at the Atlanta Punchline, and say, oh, by the way, my buddy John Reep is coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That should be a thing. I need to get some Heffron and Reep ones.
Yeah, I'll hook you up with the guy that does that. Also, I'm going to be in Cherokee, North Carolina, the 26th of June, and I will be in Charlotte at the Comedy Zone, July 22, 23, and 24, and I'm done with my dates.
I'm jealous that you have it. We should do like a threefer. Like I'll put out John Heffron ones and Heffron and Reep ones, which is then linked back to you, or even how you can split it. It'll be John Reep, little card. QR code, John Heffron QR code.
Oh yeah,
Reep, whatever. So then that way it's spider webbing, dude. It's all we're doing.
John Heffron's jealous of my coasters.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
I have nothing. I used to have a little texting service, and then they went out of business. It was awesome. You would text my name to 90210, which was easy. Now I don't know how to. I need coasters. I think people are used to those QR codes now because everyone had to deal with the menus for so long.
Yeah.
Remember, like,
That's true. No, that's true. They're getting used to the QR codes.
before you would explain, you see another app to use those.
Yeah.
They have hologram ones. Do you know that? I see you getting on board with that. Like
No.
VR, like where somebody would hold their phone and you'd have your coaster and then a video of you, like almost like Star Wars. You'd see like a little mini you, a video going, "Hey, it's John Reep."
That's cool. I want that.
Yeah, I'll find the company
That's
that
next.
does. Yeah, and you just shoot it, and then they can put it anywhere.
But yeah, we are live right now, and I'm reading the comments. We're live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and I'm seeing comments from Zach and Bob and Justin and Lethea and Ray and William, and shout out to Heidi and Toby and all you guys. We're going to try to get to your questions, but we got a lot to talk about. Right, John Heffron?
We got a lot. So we just completed our first successful week of Heffron and Reep live.
Boom.
Like that. We were in Hickory, North Carolina, sold out shows. Then we swung onto planes. We flew like jet setters to Michigan, to Ann Arbor, where we had sold out shows. So it was a successful first jaunt, even though we didn't think past this week.
Yeah, we sold out 4 shows?
Yeah. Loved it. Like, even my sister, I talked to her today, and she said that we got a lot of, we compliment each other. So if somebody likes you, if sometimes with me, because I'm clean and I'm a certain style, the feature act will maybe be a little dirtier than the audience likes, because if you're used to me, not so much what I care, but the audience, if you're used to. So we don't do that. So if you like me, if you're into me, then you come up, or vice versa. People aren't like, "Whoa, this is such a radio channel change."
Yeah. We compliment each other well, but we're not the same either. Yes, our names are John. Yes, we're both very handsome. Yes, we both won Last Comic Standing.
On the charity we give to.
Yes, we're both clean and we give to charities, but our styles are different.
Yep.
Our attitudes are different.
No at all.
Huh?
No crossover topics at all.
No crossover topics.
Sometimes, like, because I'm getting older, and I'm getting older bits, and sometimes if you work with anyone too close to your age, you're like, well, by the time I get up, it's just another 50-year-old guy complaining about whatever. But that's not the case.
Yep.
So I'm hearing an echo, and I don't know if it's me. I'm just hitting.
I really wish that we had more time to vote, because the Alan Jackson came with us, and Ray is saying it was a pleasure meeting the Alan Jackson in person. She said it was awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I mean, a lot of people, he hides, and he's not out there. And when he gets recognized, you better think your lucky stars you ran into the Alan Jackson. Mm-hmm. Now, also, what was I going to? Oh, I wish we had more time for him to play with your stuff at the trailer, because that was one of the things he wanted to do when we got there.
It's all going to be torn down, and this trailer is actually going to be used for camping like it's supposed to.
Oh, that's right.
From this, so it's all going to be. I'll bring it back to the house. So let's swing it back around. So you came to Michigan, and I've been talking about the farm. I don't know why I call it a farmhouse. It's not actually on any land I farm, but it is. So what was your? I have exit polls, almost like you stayed the night at a bed and breakfast. I should have given you a survey.
Bob Haynes is saying real quick, LOL. Yeah, I heard turn back time not too long. Well, it went away not too long ago, and then it went away. I don't know. The Alan, he didn't want me to finish it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, if I see it pop up, I'm gonna try to read it, and then it went away. Okay.
So you got to Michigan, and so what was your first impression? Because I've been working on my yard, I've been working on the house. Upon your, you coming, and now that it's over, now I don't have the motivation to do anything.
Okay, so
another house guest probably for, I don't even know when there would be.
So right out the gate, you're thankful that I came.
Yeah,
because
so when you
got stuff done.
Did you notice my yard was clean? Because that was a lot of work.
One of my, I'm very flat. Number one, you're welcome. Number two, your yard. I'm jealous. You got a nice big yard. It is. I mean, I don't want to say out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
It's close to that. I mean, your neighbor. You only have one neighbor as far as I'm concerned, and it's not even a neighbor. It's a guy who lives across the street in the cornfield, which is a cornfield across the street.
Right.
It took us 40 minutes to get from the Detroit airport to your place, and it's serene, it's peaceful, it's zen. It's. I mean, we saw cows. I did a 360 spin of your place, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you hear you hear the bees.
Yeah, those bumblebees are scary, right?
Yeah, not often can you hear bees. You know, I heard bees, and of course birds and the cows, and it's very nice. It was a little warmer than I thought it was going to be. And your house. Okay, first of all, your yard was amazing. Lots of land. There's so many ideas that you could do with that land, but you're doing a great job. There's flowers in bloom, and bushes are trimmed, and the trees are nice and pruned and everything. And the house itself, it's not what I thought. You know how it's never what you think in your brain, right. Whether that's good or bad. It's not exactly what you think.
Right.
And I knew that going in, right, and I was just a little bit off. In my brain, I was picturing, because I've just heard you say it so many times, right, is that it's an old farm house.
Right.
So when I get up there and I see what it actually is, I hope the Alan Jackson got my initial reaction, because it looks like a beautiful gingerbread house. Like it's almost the colors. If you bought a gingerbread house to decorate for Christmas, it's got the drooping little stuff. It's got the beams on the front. It's got a front porch. It's got a side porch. It's got a screened-in area, and it's just the cutest, most serene thing. And I was immediately jealous. I don't know. I probably spent the first 15 minutes going like, "No, whoa, you gotta, you know."
Yeah. And then the biggest, so the room that you stayed in, I've been working on that, or I say we, but Michelle was helping, trying to get that room ready for you, like to get it,
great job. Yep, did a great job. John supplied me with a I don't want to say Craftmatic adjustable. It's an adjustable bed. I don't know if Craftmatic still exists, but the head goes up, the feet goes up.
Yeah,
very soft mattress. I was greeted with, there was food right when we got there. There was a pecan pie in the kitchen. There was a disappearing chicken cheese dip. I mean, right out the gate, we're getting fed, which is great. And then in your room, when I put my luggage in your room, my room, that you supplied me with, I had a little gift bag with this shirt that I'm wearing right now. And this is one of John's old T-shirts that he used to make. And you gave me one of your T-shirts years ago. And somehow my brother got a hold of it. I've never seen it since then. And I told you that. So when I got to your place, you had this in a little gift bag for me.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm going to continue to wear it. And hopefully my brother won't take it. Also had almonds in there. There was a chocolate bar. We had Red Bull. You had me a little shot of Fireball.
Right.
And it was great. I mean, the room was beautiful. A great job.
And then after that, we came to my sister's, where we were going to do a little backyard yoga.
Which we did do.
Yeah, we weren't gonna. And my nephew Graham,
he was cool. I love your nephew.
Yeah, he was excited. And normally you think little kids would be kind of shy, but man, he had a lot to tell you the second he got out of the Jeep.
He was very excited.
Intro the second he saw John,
right.
He's going to first grade.
You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet.
Yeah, you're like, welcome to the Heffron Reep show. And he was our security, so I believe he had a Nerf gun on him.
He had a Nerf gun that his mom, your sister, had rubber band another little game that had a flat screen so he could pretend it was a scope
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the Nerf gun.
Yeah.
So he was running around having fun with that. At some point, the adults got to talk, and after yoga, which was great. I mean, did we do an hour, 45 minutes to an hour of yoga?
Yeah, backyard yoga. Yes, because when I do yoga, I have a mental thing where about 20, 30 minutes in, I'm like, I'm not going to make it. I'm just going to either lay down or get up and leave. I've done that in every single yoga class I've ever been in, just because mentally I can't do anything. And we had somebody commented on how, how unflexible we were.
I'm very unflexible.
But
I always think that the only reason I do, not the only reason, one of the main reasons I do Diamond Dallas Page Yoga is because I have a guy, Travis Mahaffey, who said he would privately Zoom with me so I can shut the door and no one can see me. No one can see how embarrassing, unflexible I am. So I don't like doing yoga in classes. And if I do it at a class, I'll sit in the back where no one can get behind me. And I can also look at all the ass. Right? But when I looked over and saw you doing it next to me, I didn't feel that bad.
Right. So I think maybe I could have a business where yoga places hire me. Like I have a day rate to take their class. And what they do is they find people who they think might bail after the first class just because they can't handle it or they just feel like you feel. And I do yoga next to them. And then they leave going, that was difficult for me, but I'm not as bad as that guy in the red short. That's my thing. I'm the red short.
Honestly, that's not a bad idea. Can you explain to everyone what the purpose of us even doing that to begin with in Michigan? Why that happened?
Well, my sister does that with my girlfriend Michelle in the backyard every Thursday or Monday, whatever. I don't, they usually have it, but they also add booze to it.
So it's a thing they were already doing, and we were like, "Well, we're getting there. Let's go ahead."
So they kind of have mimosas, or they do after. It's a thing.
We have bourbon after we had wine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so then somebody just suggested laugh your mats off as this. And it was on their normal night. So that's why I just said, well, John will show up and we'll just do it, because I didn't know what else to do. I don't know how to entertain.
I love your sister, by the way.
We would just booze after.
It was nice meeting your sister and her husband and that whole family. Super sweet, super kind people. And when we got to their place, I mean, your place is great. But their place, my gosh. I mean, it was just like The Sound of Music. What's the lady's name? The hills are.
You took. I remember stretching or doing something, and I just heard you doing that.
Julie Andrews, is that who it is? Yeah. I told the Alan Jackson, I'm like, look, they're going to set up for yoga. You need to just follow me and capture me doing this. The Hills Are Alive spin. Where she's got her arms out and she's singing like that.
It looks like that, though. You see, if you're standing in a certain thing, you have a hill and you just see nothing.
Yeah.
It kind of hills and just no houses right there. Like we'll have that on some sizzle reel.
That's a great idea. Josh TH from YouTube is saying you guys should do vulgar yoga. It's a real thing and it's hilarious. Well, when we do yoga, it's kind of vulgar just because we're not pleasant to look at. I mean, the positions that we get into.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different. We're trying to think of different type of yogas, but I think probably every type of yoga has been done.
Yeah. No, but also remember that one pose where she says, "Put your arm." Okay, so we're doing the warrior pose. If you don't know what that is, that's where you sort of got your one leg in front of you, the other one's straight, and you're like doing this thing, right?
But you're coming from that, by the way, from a tabletop or a downward dog, where you kind of then have to step forward, dude.
But she goes, take your hand, reach between your legs, take your back hand, come behind you, and then hold hands. And I laughed right away. I thought she was joking.
Right.
I thought she was being funny because she knew we were there. And then I looked up and I saw her doing it.
and everyone was.
And I saw other people doing it. I'm like, that's ain't gonna happen.
It literally
physically
looked
impossible.
like, I saw that. That's when I looked over. So I there's no way I can't even touch. Like if I put my arms up like I'm raising my hand in school and then I fold it back, I can't even touch my shoulder blade. That's how tight my shoulders are.
Yeah.
So there's no way I'm even trying to, but it looked like you, like if you were going to give yourself like an exam,
Yeah,
an exam,
that's what
like,
it was.
that might be like kind of a reach. Like that's as
I
far
did
back.
as far as I could get was that area.
Yeah. So that's
which is vulgar. So yes, we did vulgar yoga.
Yeah. So
but I had a good time, and they were super sweet, super nice. And that's when we were downstairs in the basement having bourbon. Everyone was just kind of, the adults were hanging out. And then your nephew would come in and out and say a thing. By the way, there was another kid there who we were calling the bouncer.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, you just look at first grade and you just go, that kid's gonna be 8'5", like 250 pounds. He's going to play pro something.
Yeah, he's going to be trouble.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
As soon as we pulled up, if you remember, soon as we pulled up the driveway before, because everyone was kind of in the backyard.
Yeah.
But there was this one kid as we were pulling up this long driveway who was like running at us, like in angry, as if to say, "Who are you? I did not invite you. I did not approve of this."
Yeah, he was gonna Hulk out.
And I thought, that must be, because I hadn't met your nephew yet. It's like, that must be your nephew. He's like, I don't know who that kid is.
Yeah. And the kid picked up the Jeep and tossed it. Yeah.
Hulk angry with adults.
Yeah. Were you gonna say what my nephew said when he came down?
Oh yeah. So we were down there as adults just talking about movies, because there are movie posters everywhere. And we started talking about Top Gun. Right. And in the conversation, I mean, he was in and out. And the next thing I know, after talking about Top Gun for maybe 5 minutes, I turn around and I see your nephew in the full-on flight suit from Top Gun.
Yeah.
And he's just standing there. He didn't make an announcement. He just went and did and came back, and it caught me, and I burst out laughing.
Yeah.
And that's awesome that he has that. I want that as an adult. I think that'd be good pajamas.
I thought you were going to say the other thing where he came down a little bit crying.
Yeah. Right. That bruiser kid, he did something.
So he's a little kid crying to my sister, and then all I just heard him was like, and then I'm just standing there, mind my own business, and then he just hit me in the nuts
with the sword.
With the sword. Yeah, that's the type of trouble. I remember, like, he was so like, yeah, I was just sitting there and some guy came and just hit me in the nuts with a sword. Like, I remember I picked him up once from, he's in kindergarten. I go, hey, how was your day and stuff? He's like, well, nobody kicked me in the nuts, so it was a good day. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's a good philosophy to go through your whole life. Just every day, no matter how bad it was at work or whatever. And in this, obviously, I'm talking to the males, or when you're sitting there and you just think, well, you know what? Today sucked, but nobody kicked me in the nuts.
I haven't felt the nut pain in a long time. And seeing his face and how hard he was crying, it brought back those memories. And I wanted to be like, come on, kid, we all get hit in the nuts. But I was seeing the real emotion, and I'm like,
no,
I feel you, buddy. This is going to have to pass on its own time, but you'll be okay.
So,
we were talking about that. Was great. Thank you for that. Thank you to your sister, husband's Ross. Am I saying it? What's his? Mm-hmm. Okay, yep. Ross and that whole family were super cool, and they were nice at the show in Ann Arbor as well.
Yeah, no shows, by the way, went awesome. Great response. Third show, a little chatty. Every once in a while, the wheels come off. Your Hickory, because we haven't talked about your Hickory crowd was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. The Hickory, we had 350 people like on a Monday, right after COVID, and it was, boy, they were excited.
I want to kind of save a little bit of this Hickory conversation because you're going to zoom in tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll
save it.
The Country-ish podcast.
Thing. But yeah.
But I want to save the Hickory conversation for when you are on my podcast tomorrow. So if you're watching this live now, make sure you watch this live tomorrow, because he'll zoom in, and I'm gonna ask
I'm
him
gonna write it down
his
so
thoughts,
I remember
a bunch of thoughts about Hickory and if you had a
yeah,
good time and all that good stuff.
So
let's stay in Michigan.
okay, so our
Day
next
one was yoga.
or let's move out of Michigan. Now
Well, no,
that
we got more stuff to do in Michigan. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was getting excited about the next city. Like,
What?
so we just did the town swap.
Yes.
And now my brain is, what if you want to introduce, this is just anybody listening, a comedian, and like want to show us your town.
Oh, right.
Right? Because we got to somehow keep these shows going. Like I talked to this afternoon, man, my brain's with Tammy Pescatelli.
Yes, another person who was on Last Comic Standing
with me. She lives in Pittsburgh-ish area, let's say, and she invited us to her town. See how this is catching on? She had a theater just outside of where she lives,
right?
And she said that she would host.
Oh, okay.
Do the same exact thing that we just did, but now we're a team. Now you introduce John and John to your
yeah, but it stops there. See, we can't have the next one be John, and Tammy, and then some other dude hosts us. About 8 cities later, is like 500 of us.
No, we're like the A team. If you can find us, you can hire us. We'll have like 18 fans, and we just come.
A team, not a bad.
We just show up. We do our shows. We tip our hats to our hosts, and we just go. We appreciate it. We got to be moving on, and we just get into the thing, and we just wait. And then as we're driving away, little kids run out into the street and they wave, and then you see husbands just holding their wives, and they wave, and everybody quietly turns and just walks back into their village.
Okay, I like it. So Tammy will be hopefully the next one that we do in
or
her
anybody
town.
else. If anybody else,
Josh Porter, Kansas City. We've got Reno, Collier, Nashville area, Dusty Slay. A lot of people in Nashville area will be easy. Austin will be easy. But I like doing the cities that aren't known for comedy. Like Hickory's not known for comedy. I don't know if Chelsea or Ann Arbor or South Lyon is known for comedy. But other comedians in their small towns.
Yep.
Who are those people?
Yeah. So
who would you suggest? Who would you like us to hit up?
Yeah. There's a lot of comedians that have like mics. Where me and John, we're looking to go to places we don't normally go.
Yeah.
Like just kind of.
So where we go is Atlanta, Nashville, Denver, Los Angeles.
We do on our own.
Chicago.
Yeah.
We want the ones in between.
We want to go in the outskirts. Just go and want to eat at the diner. It's gonna be a whole thing, and it started last week.
Yeah,
good. I think it's going well. So Michigan.
I want to say something.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Unless you need to get this point out right now, I don't want to forget what I was going to say. Oh, you froze? Did he just freeze? Or are you doing that on purpose? Dude, if you're not moving on purpose,
we both went. I didn't know who went because it's always my internet. You stopped, and then I stopped, and then I saw spinnies.
Dude, I thought you were fucking messing with me. You were just like, you were doing that on purpose. And I gave you props. I'm like, that's amazing. I
started sweating because I thought, I'm like, what? Everything's working. So you're going to say something?
I'm sorry. I didn't know if you had a major point. I just wanted to say, I freaking forgot it, dude.
We were talking about going to different cities. The J team. I don't know if I like that one, but I like it. I think Vans.
Something about your accommodations.
Okay, well, we'll talk about. We can't. I was thinking we can get like an 18 van and travel around in it, but that's creepy because we were in my. We went to South Lyon, and then I was showing John my high school.
Right.
Just the football field because it was, the parking lot was empty. So we pulled up and we're going to walk. And then there were a bunch of kids. I didn't realize it was the last day of school. Like,
was it
Saturday? Yeah. If we went on Saturday, we probably wouldn't have had this problem. So we walk and I was going to literally try to get to the scoreboard and show you when I was in band, like, because we were doing that. And we had two, I don't know, Karen and Susie, whoever's in charge of manning that side of the fence, We thought they were on us faster than anything.
If I were a parent,
yes,
and my kids were at this high school, and two 50-year-old men, come walking up with more than one camera pointed at different things.
Yeah,
I would be happy that this mama bear came over as quickly as she did.
Yeah.
And by the way, she wasn't rude. It was more of just the speed in which it happened.
The speed and the confidence in which she did this. So we walk, and I even said, because I get nervous about stuff, I said, Alan, because he had a camera, I go, let's just put the cameras away, and then we'll walk out, and then we'll just if they see us rolling up with cameras, it's gonna be weird. He had his camera out with the boom thing and the light just right.
No, it wasn't up here, but he did have it on a stick.
Yeah, so
it's just a stick alone is all it took for this mama bear to know.
Yeah,
this ain't a normal thing.
So she walks over, and I don't know what her first words were, but she was eating a vanilla ice cream cone, old school.
No, it was an ice cream sandwich.
Was it? But just how she did it, just eating it, just like if you watch Brad Pitt in Oceans, whatever the first Oceans, he's always eating when he's talking, and that woman was the same way.
Yeah,
she's very badass. Just eating the sandwich, going, "Kid, you're here for why?" But just doesn't stop eating though.
Yeah,
and we're like,
that's how confident or non-threatening we were. It's almost like I know that if I had to take these guys, I could. So I ain't worried about putting the food down, but I do physically, legally have to ask these questions. Yeah, it's like a cop who's like just trying to check you off the list. Yeah. You know, like, hey, I'm just trying to shut the file here. I know you guys didn't do anything wrong. I just got to ask these questions to get to move on. Yeah. I know you're innocent. But why the hell are you here filming children?
And I kind of picture her doing like if she started fighting us, like just to knock us out, not that we'd fight her. She would do cool stuff where the sandwich, like she'd throw the ice cream sandwich in the air and then punch you and then grab the ice cream sandwich and take a bite, then throw it up in the air and then kick Alan and then grab the ice cream sandwich. Yeah. Right at the same time that she spins around. Yeah. And punches me in the stomach and I keel over. And then she grabs it and just tosses the wrapper into the trash and just walks away. Yeah. Like she's like the John Wick of that corner.
Right. Yeah, she is. She's like the Deborah Wick.
Yeah.
Or Karen Wick.
Yeah. So
I didn't get too much of a Karen vibe. But yeah, no, here's what I was going to say. We didn't really we didn't get out of the car like a lot. I was hoping maybe it was because of that first, not confrontation, but first incident that happened that made you not want to get out of the car and do other things. Cause I was all like, well, of course, let's go to your house now. Yeah. And let's get out. And give me a tour. You didn't want to get out of the car. You were like, the tour was almost like, by the way, and I love you. The way you drive was driving me nuts. Wow. Like it was a lot of this, and you get really stressed out with the GPS and everybody else in the car. And it was stressing me out a little bit. And I was just like, why are we here if we're not going to record stuff? Right. What are we doing? There was one moment where I got a little annoyed at you.
Well, I didn't know. Huh.
Well, no, when we stopped, I don't do this fine. When we stopped at the auto store to get the suction cup camera holders so that we could make sure that we are recording things, which is why I flew there and why Alan Jackson flew there with all his camera, why he paid for a hotel room. Right. Is so that we could capture these moments. And I remember getting the suction cup, and as we were trying to pull out, I'm like, well, hang on, I gotta get this up there, and you're hitting the brakes, and I'm like with the thing, like, well, hang on, buddy, hang on. You're like, well, and there was no, and then you got mad at me because the seatbelt thing was going off. You're like, bing, 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 it's the seatbelt. Like, I know, dude, I'm trying to put the thing on the windshield, and you stopped in the parking lot. This would have been so. There was that moment, and then I think the lady who came up to us at the high school also led to the stress, also led to you not wanting to get out of the car and walk around and enjoy it. Like, because when you were in Hickory, we got out of the car. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't happen there. So is that part of, you think, is that part of, am I correct in these?
I would say, well, you're not the first person to say I drive that way. Literally, maybe everybody in my life has said that.
I don't drive well either.
My dad really gets mad. He he'll do what you're doing and just over exaggerate. Like he goes, he always goes steady on the gas, steady. And he takes his hand and goes steady, like he'll do that. Yeah. And just so every time you go, he'll take his hand and like push it, like you're just keeping it consistent.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happens.
You gun it and then hit the brake. that happens. Yeah. Which is why it's impossible to put a suction cup on the windshield when that's happening, because it was like this. But
yeah, and that's why when I was in the parking structure trying to get out of Ann Arbor, everyone was complaining about motion sickness. Like everybody.
Well, that was just because of the parking structure. You have to physically go in a spiral down. Yeah, and then remember when we tried to park the one time and you were trying to find a parking spot? And you were asking me, like, I'm just a passenger. You're like, is this one good? I was like, yeah, but we're going to have to get stuff out the back. You're like, too late.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. I'm like, yeah, I gave you correct information. I'm sorry.
I might be a little high strung because I remember at Michelle, we were walking and she was getting the front. And I remember she said something to you like, I don't want to sit in front because then I have to work the nav. Like she literally
it's stressful sitting up there with you.
She's like, don't let me. Can I just want to sit back. Yeah. And you guys are like, no, just be in front. It's like being gentlemanly.
Yeah, me and Alan were in the back, just don't talk. Just let's get out of Ann Arbor. Then I
went the wrong way. Like so then I'm stressed.
You went the wrong way in your own town more than once.
Yeah, I did. I went, for those of you listening, we got out of Ann Arbor and then I was on 23 and I could go 14 or 23 north. And I jumped on 23 north and then there's no turnaround. It's one of those, like, once you do that mess up, you're committed.
You're committed. It's like that. And that is one of the things where we wanted to talk about a Michigan left. If you screw up and you go the wrong way, you have to eat it for 15 minutes.
Yeah, you have to move. It's not easy.
They have roundabouts, but they also have a lot of construction, so a lot of signs are down. Like there's not like a sign that would normally tell you, well, if you're going here, go here. It's construction. So that was a pain in the butt. But yeah, I would have liked to have gotten out and walked up to your house and knocked on the door, because you remember you were talking about how it was for sale and it got sold.
Yeah, we should have. You should have forced my hand. No, I'm blaming you. But yeah,
I was like, let's get out, let's walk around. But luckily, we did have 2 suction cups, right?
Yeah,
one camera on us and one camera on the road. So when you see the tour of South Lyon, it's going to look like a cop video. Dash cam.
It's kind of like you're at the jungle ride or whatever, where you can't get out of the vehicle, but you see all the you just see the giraffes and everything.
Yeah,
you got to keep your arms inside the vehicle.
That's what we needed. We needed some Karen with an ice cream sandwich to stick her head in there with a long tongue and go, "What are you doing in there?" Take our food out of our hands. Talk about your house. What was going on? Remember we talked about this a little bit.
So with the smell,
I'm sorry.
Oh, the house,
the one you grew up in.
Yeah. So the South Lyon house, to my best knowledge, this is how the story goes. It was empty, so we probably could have went up there. It was empty. They sold it. I wanted to look at the house. I wanted to physically go into my South Lyon house again because it's been 40 years or whatever. You figure it's empty, it's for sale. Why would I had a realtor?
Yeah.
My stepmom, we made an appointment and we're like, we want to go see the house, me and my sister. And then they called and said the house is sold, which doesn't make sense to me, by the way. Again, I don't know the realtor, so I'm a little angry because there's more emotion. But if you had a listing agent, wouldn't you want, if somebody said, I know the house is sold, can we still see it? Wouldn't you go, let's just take, because you can have a second offer.
Yeah.
Somebody can, or maybe maybe I'm crazy rich and I just want to sleep in my old bedroom, and whatever the offer was on that house, I was going to give you $50,000 more.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen because they said, no, you can't come and look at the house. And then we go, well, we used to live there. My stepmom said, so can we just come? We just want to do a quick walkthrough. And he said, no. So whatever realtor in South Lyon. So that bugged me, right? Because anytime you see a realtor, they always kind of put out that, thumbs up or on a cell phone vibe. We're part of the community. We're the community's one. And I couldn't think of anything less community than denying that.
Yeah.
So that made me mad.
I don't blame you.
I don't know if they thought we're going to spray paint. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't do that. Because realtors always do stuff. They sponsor kids games and make calendars to get their name out there.
Right.
Like, so why would you even walk through I don't even know who
Did this realtor know who they were talking to?
My stepmom said, and they said no.
John Heffron?
A negative, like me telling two people, I'd go with somebody else than that person.
No, but okay, yes, and the positive of maybe you would talk about it on your many social medias and get more offers for the house that you grew up in, thereby generating more money. But yeah, that's dumb all the way around. But it was cool seeing, like, you showed me your bus stops where you some kid asked you to step off the bus and fight.
Yeah.
We saw tell them about the A&W root beer place.
There was this place in South Lyon called Brown's Root Beer. Ed Brown owned it forever. It was an A&W prior to it turning to Brown's, but that's what everyone in South Lyon knows it as. So I mentioned that we were going there, or you did when you were doing the Facebook Live.
Yeah, someone just said, hey, I don't know if you know about the old Brown's is now
Lefty. They go, it's now a Lefty cheesecake thing.
Right.
So we were driving, so we couldn't read it. And the whole time I was driving, I was thinking, how is it a Lefty? Like, how did with just political stuff, people just get so bent. I'm like, how is it now suddenly a political place? Like, I was thinking Lefty, like, oh, this person voted for Biden now.
Yeah.
I never would have voted for Biden. Like, so I just kept going, Lefty. Why are people turning it into? And that got me mad. I'm like, what? It's not. And then I just thought the person who wrote
we both thought the same thing.
And was one of those people. And then we pull into South Lyon and we look, and where it used to say Brown's Root Beer and Sandwich Shop, it literally said Lefty's Philly cheesesteak or cheesesteak. So I'm like, it's literally called Lefty.
Like it's a dude who's left-handed. Yeah, like some guy whose nickname was Lefty. Yeah. Not like political. Like, we thought the person was calling it a Lefty cheesesteak place. The name was literally Lefty's Cheesesteaks or whatever. And it must have been named after maybe a baseball player who was left-handed. That's all. But that was so funny. When we actually saw the word Lefty, we went, ah!
It's literally called, yeah. That's like
that's an old nickname back in the day. Left-handed pitchers and batters. We got a lefty up here. See?
Lefty Johnson coming up that plane. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You got one of these. I'm going to hit you with my left hand, right?
Had nothing to do with being liberal, see? It's more about your switch hitter or not. Yeah.
But now I wish I got out of the car. That's going to be my head. But maybe I knew it. But
it would have, it's okay. I mean, I did take you to Wayno's. I took you to a snack bar. I took you to the Hickory Tap Room. I took you to the main cellar. We just rode around in Michigan.
Well, to my thing, we had more shows.
Yeah, we had 3 shows.
We had less amount of time.
We have more time.
Did we?
Because we were there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You were in Hickory 2 days. I was in Arbor 3 days. But the difference is,
right?
We had home cooking.
Yes.
There was no need to go out to eat because we had delicious meals prepared there. And to your credit as well, I'm not trying to make you feel bad or throw you under a bus. Get it out of your head. I love you. Please. I know it's bumming you out right now.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No.
But know this too. This is in your defense. In order for us to leave Ann Arbor and then go back to your place, which is in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
you drove, therefore you couldn't have a beverage and then hang out in that town. So we had to go back to your place.
Yeah.
If we wanted to enjoy an adult beverage or something.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to do it. But
all that was fun.
Yeah. I had a great time. You kidding me? I'm so jealous of your house. I found a blow dart gun.
We played that. I thought of this today. Speaking of, I thought of this for news. Is this a thing where I would do news from my house? And maybe this only you would get this.
Okay.
It's almost like a. Hold on, I gotta find the. Nope. Okay, here we go. Want to hear about a new thing that I'll never do again? It's called News Around the Farmhouse.
Oh, yeah.
News around the farmhouse. Trash wasn't picked up today for the 2 weeks in a row. Water softener level is about at number 6. 4 months to the mayo goes bad in the refrigerator. Random animals were moving around normally today.
Ooh.
And where did that go? One pair of sleep pants is missing, a set of ear pods, and the grass will be cut on Wednesday. That's been news from around the farm.
Oh, you know what's funny? Like, I love watching your act, and then I also love how you're not lying about things about he's not making this stuff up. The first time I heard you say, I have a problem with chipmunks, I thought, like, in my brain, well, that's a cute animal. That's a funny, interesting animal to say. Maybe It's really a squirrel. Yeah. I doubt it's a chipmunk.
Right.
And then I get to your house. Sorry, I question you. I get to your house. It's chipmunks. There's more than one chipmunk. I think you have gophers too. Because I saw the holes
in the yard. Yeah, or somebody's tunneling in between houses to do some big heist.
Yes.
But they were big. They were big.
Yes.
And I filled them, and all the dirt that I filled is right back at you.
And I remember walking out to the edge of the yard where these holes were, and the ground, when I stepped on it, did like.
Yeah, you caved.
It didn't go all the way down. I didn't fall through, but it was like a trampoline.
Yeah, there's definitely some type of animal fracking going on underneath the.
Them fracking squirrels.
The fracking, the bowling. So yeah, she got to see that, and then also just randomly about the house today. So I've been planning on painting just random stuff, even though I should worry about getting my comedy tour together, which we got to figure out a city. But so don't forget to whatever I'm saying. So I found this old tub thingy at like a barn sale, and I bought it for, I think it was like maybe $8, but I got an egg, those old fashioned egg
beater
scramblers. Yeah. The ones with the handle.
And egg beaters. Yeah.
You had eggs or whatever that thing you guys ate was made with that.
Yeah.
Not electric, because she didn't want to wake you up. So she used that instead of the electric one.
Oh.
Right. So you got whipped eggs or whatever.
Dude, so, no complaints on food whatsoever.
So
I can't wait being there.
Yeah, I bought this tin thingy and I was gonna paint it. And I did a little video today of whether I was gonna paint it or not. And then the response was kind of overwhelming of not to paint it. And I sent Alan a picture of what I was gonna paint. So that tin right there, I was gonna paint it like a blue, but then I just went on, how do you say it? Etsy?
Yeah, Etsy. You were saying SD at one point.
Like STD. Those things are expensive. Like those things I found on for like 250, or the copper one, like a full copper one, was like $199, and I bought that for 15. So I should flip that, and then I'm officially a furniture flipper.
Right. That thing looks cool. So when you bought it, even in this picture, this is after you sort of wiped it off a little bit, right?
And found out that it was copper.
You didn't know it was copper when you got it.
Nope.
See, that looks awesome. I would never paint something that looked like copper that looks that amazing. I mean, the copper alone might be worth, just forget about the design. I mean, didn't know what they make. People steal copper out of new homes because they need copper for pipes and that kind of stuff. I think.
So I don't know. That was the first thing I ever did.
That looks cool, man. Your whole place, I mean, in the background, so people know what I'm talking about. See the railing, see the beam in the background that's got the little the little blue stripes in it. And then if you look above, there's like a maroon looking siding.
I wanted to paint it, yeah.
And it's awesome. And it makes like a little teardrop thing on the outside. And you got some Christmas lights you could barely see in the top right corner.
Which I have on all year, so I'm that guy.
Should we talk about me spilling the Vernors on that table?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's okay.
John was making a video for us promoting our show at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. Shout out to
Roger
and the lady
Claudia. Yeah,
very nice people. I had a great time meeting them. Shout out to them. But we were trying to make a video promoting that, and so I was trying to do Michigan things sitting at that table in one 30-second video, and I had what's the name of the chips?
Better Made
potato chips.
Sanders fudge.
Caramel.
Yeah.
And Verner's ginger ale.
Yeah.
And we were trying to cram all that stuff into a quick 30-second video. And I did, and I moved, and I spilt the Verner's on that table. And I thought like, oh, he's going to be mad. But you incorporated it into the video. You said, and now I'm going to have ants, which is probably true. But I feel like your chipmunks will eat them ants because
there's a whole thing. And then possums eat ant, like it's a whole thing. I'm sure there's aardvarks. There's a whole thing.
Yeah, we saw deer. We saw 2 cows fighting.
Oh, that was hilarious. We're driving to get on the freeway, and I'm just looking over to the left, and I see this one cow runs and just literally knocks another cow over. Just charges, and they
weren't bulls. These are female. These are cows.
Yeah, and Reep
without horns, fighting each other.
And we don't even kind of like. Did you see that? Reep just goes cow fight, like it's just like it happens all the time. We're just like cow fight.
Yeah, we're talking about something else and blah blah blah. The show tonight, and what the tickets like a cow fight, and it just kept going.
We just booted him.
That was awesome.
I know. Do I save this for the next podcast?
I don't know,
man. I have a buddy movie. I think we should do. I don't know how we would do it.
Okay,
if we go fund it, if we get, I think we're completely in a wheelhouse to do it.
Why don't you tease it
for the next one, or do I read websites?
Does this have to do with a text that maybe your stepmom sent you?
No, but this kind of spur, whatever it is, got me to think.
Okay,
we could do this. I have it written. I have the movie written.
Okay,
already.
Wow,
it's I wrote it years and years ago.
Oh, I see.
Right, so it's a scripted show,
and I would be good in it.
You'd be good in it. I need to see on tape, and then you find like we could make it like we could start doing not low rent, like B buddy movies.
Yeah, hey, the Alan Jackson. I mean, he's available,
like buff, so he could like if you want to hear. I don't know how to pitch things. I was gonna get a template from my buddy Joel, but he's busy. So I don't know how to pitch it right, to not make you go that idea is dumb. So do you know what I mean? Like there's a formula. So then this and this, and then So I'm going to look at the comments, and then I don't look at these comments a lot, but I'm going to use everybody here as a test market. I'm going to kind of maybe just tell you the idea, and then people can say whether it has legs or not. How about that?
I like that. Yeah, let's get them involved.
Instead of yes or no. Okay, so the movie takes place where a 50-year-old guy, all right, how do I even want to pitch this to you? Basically, a grown man, when he's in 3rd grade, gets his toys taken away from him at recess, and the teacher says, I'll give it back to you at the end of the school year, and she never does. So in his 50s, he goes to try to find that. He goes on a search to find the teacher and get his action figures back that she took from him in 3rd grade. But he's 50, so he's got to find them. John Reep, you have a question?
Okay, this is great. What you've done here is left holes open, and that's what I think. That's what you're wanting them to do. Is either throw in something right now or ask a question that leads to something. Yeah.
Or do you like the premise? So
the premise I like. My question is, and maybe this is part of what you're doing, and I'm falling for it. Do we ever get to see do we see the toy in the beginning, or just know something's taken?
I can give you the background of the toy.
Okay.
Set of 5. So guy's down and out. He's watching TV. He's watching Antiques Roadshow type show.
Yeah.
And the Antiques Roadshow guy is talking to somebody who has 2 of these toys, action figures, and says these 2 are worth this. If you had the rare set of all 6, it would be worth $1 million. So the guy's broke his crap, and that's when he remembers, when I was in 3rd grade, I had all 5. I gave all 5 to 5 of my friends at the time, and mine got taken away. I got to find John Reep because I gave him one. Right. I got to find Michelle because I gave her one. So he goes in search of all of his childhood friends and go, do you have that toy I gave you? I'd like it back. And he's self-serving. He's doing it just for himself. And then what happens is he goes on this quest, and he returns. He finds his old childhood friends, and he finds this missing piece, and he's got to find this old teacher and all this other stuff. So it's like American. Wow. It's like America's Treasure with Nicolas Cage, but it has to do with childhood toys that were taken away, not given back, and it's called Adult Toys.
I like it. I like it so much.
It's kind of like a travel, like what do they call it?
You're getting the buddies back together. It's like a
buddies film.
What entered my head just now was like an adult Goonies in a weird way, except without the treasure hunt. It's, because you got these kids who are coming together, and maybe it's not like Goonies, but in my brain, it's like an adult group of kids, but they're adults, but they know each other as kids. Now they're having to know each other as adults just to get these toys.
And the guy doesn't tell them the real reason why he's trying to click all these together. He knows the price, so he's lying to everybody. He just wants. It's like Avengers. If you get all 5 of the stones, so he's just going.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
He's trying to find it, and then the action figure. I can't tell if the comments. So the action figure element is. In the 80s, there's all these Jesus dolls. Mm-hmm. Right? There's action figures, big, huge, like think WWE, but they were all biblical.
Okay.
Right? This monster. Everyone was just roided out. So everybody was doing roids who was part of this God squad. And they all got busted doing coke. So they stopped making the toys. There was a whole.
Is this a real thing?
No, I made this up. There's going to be a whole line of toys. So the kid's dad was one of the toy makers. And he had just this prototype set, and he gave it to his kid, and he took it to school, and the teacher said, I'll give this back to you at the end of the year. You're being obnoxious. And she never does. So he goes back to find out.
Dude, is any of this based on any kind of truth in your life? Have you ever had a toy taken from you and not given back? Is this where it started? I'm curious. I'm not trying to say it's right or wrong. I'm just curious. Because I've had toys taken from me when I was a kid, and I don't remember if I got them back. I have one memory of Miss Hampton, 3rd grade, taking a toy that I had. I forgot what it was. It was a classic, stupid maybe the chattering teeth type thing. It was a dumb toy. And this was also a scene in A Christmas Story where she took my toy. And I thought, like, and she said, I'll give it back to you at the end of the year, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, and I'm not, this is so funny. I'm not, at the end of the year, I was thinking, oh, this is the day I get my toy back. And it's also that last school day where the teacher doesn't care anymore. She's letting the kids play around and have a good time, right? And not really do any homework or class assignments. But I remember standing at my desk, like talking to someone, forgetting about the toy. And she looked at me and she goes, John Reep, sit down. And I sat down immediately. And as I sat down, you just heard. And it was my whoopee cushion. That's what it was. She had taken my whoopee cushion and hid it all year and then used it against me at the end of the year. It was the best
callback, right? That was like a 6-month callback.
Yeah.
And everyone in your class probably got it. That's awesome. Josh, TH, I'm just looking at the comments. It says maybe she has a big box of old toys, so that's because I already wrote it. And I wrote this 10 years ago with somebody who's no longer with us, Gracie, rest in peace. That's what happened. He finds this lady, her entire teacher tenure never gave toys back. So he finds it like Raiders of the Lost Ark. He finds all these toys and then he grabs all of them and just finds all the kids and just starts knocking on doors, giving journals back, giving cap guns back, just giving toys back. So Josh, TH, see, it's on the same.
Yeah. Okay.
There's other movies kind of like this, but it's me and you. Nobody's had. But
wait, this is going to be a comedy, yes?
Yes.
All right. So all rules are off the table.
Yeah.
What do you have a time period in your head? What year is this set in?
Well, when we wrote this, I don't even know how long ago we did. It obviously took place in the 70s. I'm just going almost my age.
Okay.
70s, 80s, definitely. And as current. So you can kind of, but if we're in it, then it would take place. Your stuff got taken back 1980.
I have a sidebar daydream moment for you for this film.
Okay.
And it's maybe as a kid later, maybe a year or two later, and you're still thinking about that toy, and you're still thinking, oh, wow, she took my toy. How many toys did she take? And then all of a sudden you're watching a Christmas movie where they talk about the island of misfit toys.
Yeah.
And you picture your toy being a part of all these other toys and she's the reason why it exists. So I'm just saying that's a daydream fantasy thing that happens.
Yeah.
In the movie, sidebar, island of misfit toys. That's all I had.
Yeah. And it gets kind of dirty because when we wrote it, this was, I don't know if it's super, like there were dirtier kind of funny movies happening.
Yeah.
So in the script that we wrote, it gets a little raunchy when they find the teacher, because now the teacher's like 60,
right?
Like whatever the math was, she's not, past or whatever, and she has a different profession.
Oh, yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, we went kind of dark with it, but it doesn't have to be that way. And I know how it ends, but I don't want to wreck it for you unless you want to know.
What were you calling it again?
Adult toys, but that's when we were trying to be when we wrote it.
That's where it went then. I got you.
Yeah, it gets dirty for a second, but the whole thing, there's storage units, there's a mom passing, there's all this, stuff that brings people together, and then I just thought of another title. I thought of another title that we cannot use. And I can't even say it, but it popped in my brain. So maybe I'll say it and deal with it. Just say it.
Indian giver.
Yeah, you can't use that. We'll be
yeah.
But
you remember that?
Yeah. Which you didn't
That's
know.
kind of what it was. I mean, she took it from you, saying she'd give it back, and never did.
That's a term we use. It's not. We evolve in.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Yeah,
but that is the thing. It was the thing.
It was. But yeah, so it's a quest. It's just a quest film. It's just a coming of age at they don't have to be our age. I can find a younger version of us. You know, it could be somebody in their 30s and the story's still there.
Do we want to, it doesn't want to be, you don't want to make this animated. You want to make these actors, right? I mean, it could be animated.
It could be animated. It could be it could be like a
I mean, what if this is a sidebar of Toy Story? What if, you know how Star Wars created Rogue One, a side middle part that took place within the other universe of Star Wars, same universe, different story.
Yeah.
What if we sell this to Pixar and we tell them, here's your sidebar. It's animated and it's like, and maybe it's one of the toys that was mixed up in a Toy Story.
Yeah, and you could do it like with now with Netflix and stuff. I hope talking like this, like how bad are we gonna get ripped off?
Someone's gonna rip us off for sure.
Oh, if anyone,
but just know this:
everybody who's in this chat room, the 10 people who download us on whatever the numbers are, we're gonna come hard. But we should get this. You know what we should do?
What's today's date and time right now? Say it.
June 14th.
Today is June the 14th. It's a Monday night as I'm talking right now. It is 9:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and John Heffron has just pitched his idea that he wrote a long time ago called Adult Toy. And if you rip it off, just know you get a strongly worded email. Shane and Sean and Ken and Chad and everybody in the chat.
We're all showing up. It could be, though, because there's a lot of mysteries and you're trying to piece this together. It could be a series.
Oh, right.
Just like I've been watching Blacklist. This is where there's through lines and there's all these different things that just keep happening. I should wonder I wish I knew. I'd like it.
I like that too.
I'm a horrible actor, so you can be in it. Maybe
I'll just be like a small character in it, and so would you.
Yeah.
I think the money's in. I'm honestly, as I'm in love with the side story of a Toy Story Pixar, because that's a lot of money. All you got to do is it's light lifting with the voiceover. You could be a voice. That'd be pretty freaking cool. Pixar is awesome. Adult Toy Story. Maybe they want to go into the R-rated world,
right? To multiple and beyond. Would be multiples and
we got a bunch of new toys.
Yeah, Knuckle and beyond. Like it could get dirty. I'm going back to Steve. It could get really dirty.
Dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're in the Hollywood world and you're watching this, you're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
We're not asking for much.
How do people do that? Like, I'm holding back to sneeze. That's why I'm doing this. How do people do? The people don't do that crowdfunding thing anymore. Or
like a crowdsource.
That'd be too.
Dude, we got a Patreon. We're trying to get people to leave a damn $1 in our tip jar.
Yeah, we can't get our.
Chad, I did say Adult Toy Story. I did say that. I think that's awesome, right? Maybe we make it an R-rated. Has Pixar done an R-rated thing yet?
No, there's no way they would.
But wait a second.
Why don't we pitch it?
Don't you remember what's his dude's name? The comedian who did about the wiener, the hot dog story. That was an animated thing. Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Right. Remember that one? I didn't see it, but I know it was an R-rated thing.
I remember Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore was really into it when we were pitching it, like when you actually went out the pitches, and then
thank you, Ray. It was called Sausage Party, was what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Or we thanks. Or we bring it to like Burr, like we pitch it to All Things Comedy.
Yeah.
Thanks. They wouldn't hear a pitch.
Yeah, all them dudes to voice a part in it.
All of them, like it seems right. You slap
this
it.
This is a better.
You have one guy be Burt Kreischer, other guy be Bill Burr. We just go through the 6 podcasters that interchange, and it's done. Everyone's gonna watch it. It's easy.
What's our next step, dude? What's the next
to be the one of the kids?
Aren't you embarrassed? Taking my toys. Yeah. Yeah, I can see him doing it.
And then you get Nate, and we get like, oh, there's so Eliza, she could be the like the female in it. We just literally you just go through everybody on Instagram who has a tour dates of 8 billion dates. We literally just make offers to them.
Yeah.
I have no
well,
yeah.
We don't want our fans reaching out to people.
No.
Okay.
No. Tom's like, just all
don't reach out to them because it'll be like they think we're annoying them or something.
Yeah. But or we bring up our own. I got people. We make it all, no names.
I mean, if you want me, I got a manager, I got an agent.
So yeah,
you want me to bug them about this? So I'm with William Morris Endeavor. Okay, don't want to brag, but I'm at the bottom of that totem pole.
Yeah,
my manager just left a company and went to another company, which means it's time for them to shake the tree again. There's always new energy when someone leaves and there's a new thing.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be a meeting where I talk to the lit department, the literary department.
Yeah.
And if you want, I can say, well, me and Heffron have ideas. I'll say me just to get them involved. And then I'll just throw you the credit.
Like whether the script is, probably needs to be punched up or thing, but it's done.
Script's there.
It's done. It's written well. Could always.
I can't wait to read it now.
I haven't seen eyes on it in a little bit, but I'll send it to you. I know you got a lot of other stuff, but you like the idea. I'm coming hard for the rest of it. That sounded bad. The rest of this, I have ideas, man. I'm done.
You're an idea man.
I got 100% to flip. I got just when I'm out there doing all these random projects, just ideas are just like this now, dude. You can't shut it off.
Yeah,
you can't.
I like it. I like it. So do you want to try and do this? Like keep working on this one, or do you want to do this segment where maybe we pitch ideas and let people weigh in?
Something sticks. I will legit. I don't know. Will you read it if I send it? It's kind of you get the idea.
Well, yeah, you got a treatment probably. I mean, I don't want to read 150 pages, but you put like a 1 page or something, don't you?
I'll find it.
Okay.
I gotta maybe go 3 laptops ago.
Right.
I'll check my AOL account.
Yeah. Check your net zero email
just to see. Dude, you remember? Side note, remember when going on auditions? I don't know if you're listening. You're probably like, "What are they talking about?" Where now you get auditions back with those of you who act, you emailed to you.
I did one today.
Yeah, so you did one today. But when I first moved to LA and you had an audition, I would have to drive. I was with APA when I first got to LA. I'd have to drive to their office on Sunset and go out. There was a mailbox and you'd kind of page through looking for your name to get the script or your audition.
Oh my gosh.
Like where they couldn't like email stuff or fax stuff. I remember having to go pick up scripts in the lobby at like you be out at a bar and you get a text from your agent going, you have an audition tomorrow at 7 and it's in the lobby, and then you'd have to drive to Sunset, get it.
Oh God, you bring back like so many painful memories on that,
right? Or when you had like,
or sometimes if it was a fancy place and you were new and they liked you, they'd have someone run it over. They'd have a runner.
Yeah,
would drop the script off of your house, not Amazon, not FedEx, not the mail. A dude who worked there would come to your house. Some dude who's like, 21 and just new to Hollywood and didn't know that was going to be his life and tries to find your spirit. Yeah, I remember that, dude. It was horrible.
And now that guy who used to run that is probably or woman is probably running a studio. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like 100%, because they busted their ass and they worked hard. Good for them. But I did have an audition today, John, where I played. My audition was for. I don't want to say what it's for, but my character is like a guy from Florida who is trying to create his own snake hunter YouTube show, where he's obsessed with hunting snakes and capturing them. So yeah, it's in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. I got to get you signed on to this project before you get that, and then you're just going to be I'm not available.
I won't get it because I'm perfect for it.
Right.
That's what happens. I do a really good job. 9 times out of 10, you don't get something. Then you half-ass something and you're not right for it. They go like, yes, he doesn't care anymore. Now let's get him.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm plugging this weekend, the 17th, 18th, 19th. I'll be at the Atlanta Punchline. I don't know if COVID's still, I think it might be full on, just like not seating capacity.
You want me to tell you? Because I looked up their website because I'm going there too.
What is it?
I think you, according to the website, and maybe they haven't updated it, I think you still have to wear a mask in there because it's Atlanta.
I'm okay. Oh, that's good to know.
I mean, as an audience member, not you, the performer.
Oh, gotcha. And you're there in
August. I'll be Atlanta in August, but I'll be in
Charlotte in July.
Cherokee, North Carolina, which is only an hour from my house, at a casino. It's a casino gig called Harrah's. That's one night. Cherokee, June 26th.
You ever
Tickets at johnreep.com.
Do you ever do Harrah's at the Improv? Harrah's in Vegas?
Probably.
Old school. Just I love Vegas shows.
No, I don't think I did that one. I did one at Reno, Nevada.
Casino shows are awesome because when I was at Harrah's, they literally would tell you, okay, the show is 65 minutes for everybody, all 3 performers. Every minute the show goes over, they had a stat like where you ate that showed you how much the casino lost. Just to tell you, the show's 65 minutes. It's not 68 minutes. It's not 72. It's 65. So at 64.5,
they really don't want. Yeah, it's almost
5
like
seconds left.
We're a nuisance.
Yeah, so they had a math at like how those shows, how much people gamble, and if you went over, you had just very Italian gentlemen in suits come into the green room and be like, "Are you not? The show's over at 9:10. Is there a reason why it's like 22?"
They're like a bunch of old Sebastians. Like, what are you doing? We're trying to make money at the blackjack table.
You're up there talking about what? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
But I'm looking forward to because casinos do pay you well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
enjoy. We'll talk about. Do you gamble?
Blackjack a little bit, just enough to have fun. And
Caveman Keno was my game. Listen, nobody was better in Caveman Keno than I. It was a cold October day when I walked into the casino. There she was. All right, the machine. Fell in love immediately. The twanging and the thing.
Of all the juke joints and all the casinos, you had to be at this one.
I played Caveman Keno. I won $22. I did. Yeah. All right, man.
So there you go, folks. Come see John Heffron in Atlanta. Come see me in Cherokee and Charlotte. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, and share to this podcast. Don't forget, we have a website. We built it just for you. It's called heffronandreep.com. Real simple. We got that URL. Go there. Check us out. Old episodes. We have a Patreon. You want to throw some dollars in our tip jar, we would appreciate it so we can do more of these things. So thank you. Right, John?
That's exactly. I completely sign off on everything John Reep said.
Take us out, Rick Sanford.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show.
The third.
You've been listening to the smooth sounds of Heffron and Reep. The show is over, but come back next week, same Reep time, same Heffron channel, for more comedy conversations, music, 80s church, and the life and times of a quarantine comedian. Always expect the unexpected, and who knows where the conversations will go. And as always, remember to rate, review, subscribe, and share. Peace.